Create.
Create.
An essay.
An essay.
That explains.
Explains.
A topic.
A topic.
Of choice.
Of choice.
So I'm going to explain to you guys in a nutshell what I'm looking for and what we're going to be doing on MSTEP as well. So I need everybody to direct their attention towards the board. We're just going to do a quick mini lesson. I'm going to take about 6 minutes of your time. And we're going to talk about what the formula is going to look like. You guys will have a selection of about 6 or 7 different types of essays that you will write throughout your career. You have compare and contrast. That's one. You also have a persuasive. That's 2. There's narrative. You can also have a descriptive. You may also have an informational text. You guys may also have a informative, which is the same, but it may be an informative that is determining a position. So depending on what you guys take, there's quite a few different choices, and these can kind of be elaborated on as we go. But what I'm asking you guys today to focus on today is argumentative or argumentation formula. So right now what I need you guys to start thinking about is when you start a paper, you always want to introduce the idea or hook it. It's a sentence starter. You can start it with an idea that suggests, hey, have you ever heard about advertising or the advertising of cigarette smoking? Maybe something really outrageous to get my attention. You want to always hook me in. Or if you're writing a narrative, pow, oh my gosh, look. So maybe an onomatopoeia, maybe a sound, maybe a greeting, something that ropes me into the story. That's if it's a narrative. For our purposes, you're picking something to justify what you are talking about, and you're going to select something. So I have quite a few ideas here that I'm going to read you about in a moment. This is your sentence starter. Within that sentence starter, that is your first introduction paragraph. I open the door with my introduction. I close my door with my conclusion. These are like looking into a mirror, but kind of a cloudy mirror because you're not going to get the same reflection. So when you guys are taking MSTEP and you're thinking about what Ms. Brown has told you, when you open your door, it's going to be the same door that you close. It's going to be like a mirror that looks back. Jacobian. You certainly can take down this. This should be in your previous notes from when we started talking about writing. And you guys can certainly use this. Within the position that you take for your introductory paragraph, you have the main drag, the main deal. This is like the I-75 of your paper, your thesis. It's like exactly where you're going to get there. So when I have a thesis, it's going to state exactly what I intend to do. Pretend it's at the end of the door that you close. That's where your thesis is. It's where you close and open. Because at the end of my paper, it says down here, I'm going to drop the mic. So really, I've got my first and last paragraph solved. Whatever I'm talking about, I'm going to kind of restate it in the ending when I conclude, because I closed the door on it. So remember, if I close the door at the bottom, that's my thesis again. Okay? Yeah. So that's to guide you through your paper. Also, another good idea that I like to do, I like to get a lot of impressive ideas on a scrap sheet that show my word web, they show what I'm doing, they give details. So I'm not just like, whoa, what do I write on this line paper? So for instance, let's take a topic like geography. Excellent. I can branch this out into biomes. I could branch it out into climate. I could branch it out into national parks. And then I could be even more specific. I could branch my biomes out into desert. I could branch it out into what? What's another one? Arctic. Somebody else? Tropical. Or rainforest. Tropical rainforest. An arid desert. Moderate. So you guys see where I'm going with that, and I could go all types of directions. What I need you guys to do is figure out the topic that you're going to write about, and I'm going to read a couple of these from the selection. So we have about 45 seconds left for my mini lesson. You should have a good idea how to do your word web, and this will support your body. So when I am including my body, I'm going to pick some subjects out of here to focus on. And each one of those paragraphs will focus on each one of those. So if I'm going to write about biomes, that would be one paragraph. If I'm going to write about national parks, that would be a second paragraph. If I choose to write about climate, that would be a third. But the whole title and the whole premise of my paper would be geography. So I would open my door about geography. I would close my door with geography, and within those body paragraphs, that would include the ideas of each specific paragraph. The major thing that they're going to be looking for is that you stay on topic. So if I have a rambly long paper that is just specifically all types of garbage thrown in together and I don't set up my paper correctly, I will lose points. And I want everybody to be a proficient writer. So I open the door and I close it. Yep, that is BIOMES. So I want to give you guys a couple topics, and you can choose from our Time to Kid. These are writing prompts that they've included. I'm just going to read a few, and you can kind of select what you want. If it seems a little too high level for you, you can modify down to what you need. Informative and explanatory. And this is something that we actually could be doing next quarter. It says, choose a country to research. Create a brochure that provides travelers with tips on foods, popular attractions, and other information. So the boom, right there, 3 paragraphs. Food, popular places to go, and other information. So I would open the door and say, I'm going to give you an essay today relating to Brazil. I would like to explain something, fascinating. Wow, have you ever been to the Caribbean and seen the islands? Hey, have you ever visited somewhere that you couldn't leave in your mind? So something that ropes me in. And I will close the door and then research these 3 paragraphs. And that would be a basic 5-paragraph essay there that would relate. Opinion. Should kids have cell phones? In a T chart, list the reasons for and against students. Then you could have a debate. You would pick one side and give 3 reasons. So this would be a great way of going through and doing what you need to do.
Sit down.
So at any rate, you guys, I hope that I have given you a little more clarity on how to create an essay. Remember, the key is you give yourself background in your brainstorm, word splat, scatter plot, however you want to say it. And then you open and you close the door. And that should give you the heart and soul of your paper. And we're out.